Hello there. So I have asked this question to the Nine. What can people do to wake up from the dream spell and anchor the new earth at an individual microcosmic level to impact the greater good Ascension Timeline? So the Nine, the white-winged collective consciousness of Nine, are my guidance system, or you could refer to them as my subconscious mind, a deeper part of me, myself in the future, light years in the future, many ways you can refer to that construct. But it's the part of me that has a wider perspective than I do from a physical level. So that was the question I asked of them, and this is what they replied. The waking up from the dream spell is occurring at an individual level for each incarnated individual. Their own matrix, memories, angelic guidance will be assisting with this from birth. Therefore, you cannot wake yourself up, if you will, from that perspective, for one needs an outside source as a catalyst to that awakening. However, from the higher perspective, from source perspective, there is no outside source from self. So indeed, you are waking yourself up. You, as an awakened soul, can assist others by planting seeds, if you will, or acting as a catalyst. But they need to do their own awakening work. We can speak to those who are already awakened on some level. Regardless of where you are in your awakening, be aware that there is always more awareness and awakening to take place within you. For it is, in fact, an infinite journey, a never-ending journey. What you can do is move inwards to focus on self, knowing that self is all there is. Yet simultaneously to this, radiate outwards towards all others, knowing that each of your brothers and sisters in human form are indeed your other selves. This is who they are. They are your other selves. They are you. Therefore, as you move inwards, you radiate outwards simultaneously. Now, what this will look like is working on the self in order to move into self-enlightenment, whilst consideration, compassion, and care is given to all the other selves. The working on the self is indeed following your dream. For your personal dream is the key to awakening from the collective dream spell and the key to creating the collective dream. The dream spell is the sandman's sleepy sand, if you will, and the dream is the fully aware goal of paradisical bliss that you move towards. So what gives you joy? Peace, liberation, comfort. Not on an ego level, but deep within the heart. So ask yourself these questions. What gives you joy, peace, liberation, and comfort? What gives you bliss? This is not to be taken with greed, but to be drawn towards oneself in flowing surrender. Look to your childhood dreams, for they are often the clue. So this is the starting point, to find your bliss, to activate your bliss, to follow your bliss and live your bliss. Everything else stems from there. For if you are a starseed on earth, you will be polarized within the positive service to others frequency. And all you desire as heartfelt joy that brings you home to yourself will always radiate outwards towards all other selves, including your beloved Mother Earth, Gaia. This bliss activation of one's heart's dream pierces the veil of the sleep state dream spell, and you thus become the dream walker. You walk your own dream. You dance to the beat of your own drum, if you will, which is liberty, sovereignty, and God's self-realization. You thus become, then, the dream weaver, which is the full sharing of your bliss with others. This is the catalyst for dream spell awakening and the Genesis code holder for the new Earth Gaia template. It is indeed the cliche to say follow your heart or live the dream, but it is indeed the truth, the absolute truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. It is the sword of truth, that which we call Excalibur Codex, and it all comes back to this: the vertical pillar of light, vertical axis, which is resonation, inner knowing, and alignment to source and creator. We are the white-winged collective consciousness of 9. So I will just add my thoughts to that. I feel that it's a difficult one to ask someone to follow your bliss, follow your joy, especially now in our year of 2020, when things are extremely challenging. However, this is the way forward for us. And if we can find something that gives us joy, now this could be seeing our family, this could be doing yoga, it could be reading, it could be working. There are so many things that give us joy. Creativity is one of the highest joy creators, if you will. So if you love music, painting, making things, writing, dancing, whatever it may be. And I know that right now in 2020, we have had some of the things that give us joy taken away from us, or rather there has been an attempt to take those things away from us, as in seeing our family, seeing our loved ones, being close to our loved ones, being able to hug our loved ones. But the 9 say to me that there's always a back door, there's always a way forward, there's always a way to be able to find this. And if we can't find that particular aspect that gives us joy, there will always be something else. And one thing that brings us to that joy is moving into the now moment and looking around us and seeing where we are right now. Our inner world cannot be controlled by an outside source. The only person, the only construct, the only individual to control our inner world is ourselves. So if we make sure that our inner world is what gives us bliss, even if the outer world isn't necessarily reflecting that at the time, if we create an inner world that shows us joy and bliss, and then we react to that inner world rather than the outer world, once we start to live that way, we move into a very powerful law of magnetic attraction and manifestation. And we start to create that in our outside reality, even when there are others that are trying to control that reality. We are ultimately in control of that reality, which is what the 9 mean when they say liberty, sovereignty, and God's self-realization. So the answer to that question from the 9, with my own added thoughts there: what can people do to wake up from the dream spell and anchor the new earth at an individual microcosmic level to impact the greater good Ascension Timeline? It is follow your bliss, follow your dream, live your dream, create your dream, look to what gives you joy, draw that into your inner reality. You can do this through visualization, through meditation, through using high creativity. You create an inner space that gives you joy, and you react to that rather than reacting to the outside reality. And when you start to react to that inner reality, the outer reality begins to reflect it. That is the law of physics, if you will, and I'm speaking here about the law of magnetics, the law of magnetic attraction. So that would be the 9's response and my response to that question. So wishing you all absolute bliss, and I am hoping and I am knowing that you will find your mission, your joy, and live it, because that is the key to everything, as the 9 has said. Thank you so much for listening, and lots of love. Bye.